Hey, what's going on, family? First and foremost, welcome to this platform. Listen to what you're missing, because if you don't understand, it went over your head. I created this platform because as an artist myself, creating songs come from a place in the heart and a mind that brought an emotion that would motivate the direction and concept of the song that was created. You know, nowadays people get a beat and they just say whatever on it. There's no direction of the song. They say one thing and end up talking about another, and it's like, I just feel like nowadays, we lack, direction and concept and emotions in songs. I would creatively put bars together sometimes, and it would have a deeper meaning than everyone hears and perceives. You know what I mean? And it's like, we want to be able to expose, what we really meant and felt when we putting these songs together. Also, at times, bars will have double, even sometimes triple entendres, and in some cases have a meaning that goes over everyone's heads. So this platform allows an artist to break it down, the message they were actually trying to have the listener vision, instead of just hearing it for what it is. With that being said, I'm CB Fambizz. I started rapping way back with my brother back in like junior high school on the porch. We used to just smoke and hear beats in the back, and we just start freestyling, and fast forward, a decade or so, my brother Bar, he continued on that rap journey, you know what I'm saying? And finally, Brody was just, when I touched down, he's like, man, let's go make an album. So we finally make an album, and then we ended up putting out 3. And he motivated me to go do, my solo. So I did a solo, had plenty of dope artists on there, producers, it was called Day Ones. That sparked a flame in me, and it continued to push me to want to make some more, After X amount of time, I hooked up with my guy, Young Cuddy, that was just dropping blappers on me for literally nothing. He was just like, here, bro, which obviously, pushed me, because it's like he believed in me to go do that, right? He told me, I was like, where can I record at? He introduced me to my guy, Mike Angelo. And, we locked in a brotherhood ever since, man. And like I said, I could just really, get my shots out to them, because, without them, I probably wouldn't have came this far, along this journey. So that's when my second album dropped, called Key to the Game. You know what I mean? So shout out them, man, for the, allowing me to put some pressure out there, you know what I'm saying? With that being said, let's just get right into it, you know what I'm saying? So I'm breaking down, a couple songs real quick, not even the songs, just some bars that, could have possibly went over people's heads, I was always questioned about some bars that I had in certain songs. And, the first one was called Did It On My Own. I recorded that with Mike Angelo, produced by Young Cuddy. And so what I said in the second verse somewhere in the middle, I said, the boxes, everybody doing the obvious. It's common sense, a dollar sense. Money make the world go round. Bring a second confidence and talk instead of going down. Can't do another go around. The pressure be too heavy for him. Rather wear that jacket that bring heavy, getting heavy for him. Stand by what you know. It's common sense, a dollar sense. Money make the world go round. Bring a second confidence to talk instead of going down. Can't do another go around. The pressure be too heavy for him. Rather wear that jacket that bring heavy, getting heavy for him. So basically, obviously, you know what I mean? It's common sense, a dollar sense. Money makes the world go round. That's basically saying it's common sense, man. Money is the root of all evil. You know what I'm saying? And it make the world go round, obviously, right? But bring a second confidence to talk instead of going down. Can't do another go around. You know what I mean? If you really think about that situation, it's like, you got people that'll sit down 3, 5, 10 years. You know what I mean? They touch down. They've been home for 6 months, a year, something like that, and they end up in a situation where they get back in trouble. They get heavy for them, man. You feel me? That what they would rather do is put that jacket on, man. They rather wear that jacket that bring heavy, getting heavy for them. You know what I mean? It's just too much for them, for them to bear. They not gonna do another 10. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that one right there, I would get questioned about all the time. I got an unreleased song. I'm dropping a new album, man. You feel me? With my guy, the Kid Rated R. You know what I'm saying? And the song will be dropping soon, the whole album. Look out for it. It's called Finally Focus. The song that I had the bars on is How Many Times. Ready is deadly,
name many that got you if there's any. Can't listen to what they tell me. Assumptions would always fail me. Your Websters are not the same. The letter G was a thing. Not many real G's remain. Started into a gang. You ain't shit without your own boys. The only time I got.
You know, when I say can't listen to what they tell me. Assumptions would always fail me. Our Websters are not the same. The letter G was a thing. Not many G's still remain. Started into a gang. You ain't shit without your homeboys. The only time you claim. So basically, what I was going off of that, you know what I mean? It got pretty deep with that one. You know what I'm saying? You know, basically, like, our Websters are not the same. You know, we don't define things the same. The letter G was a thing. The letter G thing was, you know, Snoop Dogg. You know, and not many G's still remain. You know, we going off the gangster thing. But when I say stirred it into a gang, you know, we taking stir at a gangster, because back then OG, YG, you know, that was original gangster, young gangster, you know, BG, baby gangster, you know what I'm saying? And you know, when you stirred it into a gang, you took the stir at a gangster, because everybody be out there like gang and stuff like that. You know, you stirred it into a gang, you took the stir at a gangster, and now it's gang. You ain't shit without your homeboys the only time you claim, right? So, you know, we going into the Pac, you know, into a Pac song, you know, so we kind of putting the Snoop Dogg with the G thing and the Tupac with the you ain't shit without your homeboys, you know, and yeah, you know what I'm saying? It just goes deeper, you know what I'm saying? And it would have been something that definitely I feel like would have went over people's head, you know what I'm saying? And last but not least, man, you know, I dropped a song called Get Money. You know, that was produced by Anthrax, man. Shout out all the producers that ever, you know, played a part in something that I've been doing, man, you know.
I got them in their feelings, living spite. 7 red dots, 6'2", up that pipe, no Sprite. A pedal in this white like I'm riding on a bike.
So I say 7 red dot, 6'2", up that pipe, no Sprite. Pedal in this white like I'm riding on a bike, you know. Basically the 7 red dot, 6'2", up the pipe, no Sprite, right? So 7 red dot, 7.62, you know what I mean? That's obviously, you know, self-explanatory. 7 red dot is a 7 up. And 7 red dot, that red dot also a laser, you feel me? So 7 red dot, 6'2", up that pipe, no Sprite, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, it was something simple, but it had 3 different meanings in it, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just really just hear for what it is and don't even know what they reciting, if they even recite it or even catch on to the bars. So, you know, those are just the, you know, 3 different songs, you know what I mean, that I would be questioned about or I felt like would have been deeper than what people actually hear. You know what I mean? So once again, first song was Did It On My Own. Check it out. Produced by Young Cuddy. Kid Rated R, man. Helped and produced How Many Times. And, you know, Get Money, produced by Anthrax, man. You know what I'm saying? Go check all them songs out. They out on Spotify, except the one with Rated R. That album's coming soon. So, you know, man, you know, I feel blessed, you know, today to be able to, you know, bring this platform to y'all, you know, as we get into more episodes, you know, look forward to them. You know, we're going to break down a lot of talented artists in the future, you know, as we continue this journey. You know what I mean? It's a new door for me. I wasn't even interested in doing any podcasts, but then I thought about it, you know, when people would ask me about bars or, you know, when I hear people rapping and I'm listening to their bars and they tell me the meaning of it and I'm like, man, you know, that's dope, you know, and it makes you want, you know, it's like, for example, when I was in you know, my culinary school, you know, and you know, we go to wine class, you know, and we sit there and you know, we go over every single wine, whether it's red or white, and we understand, you know, how it values you know, from the bottom of the hill to the top of the hill, and understand that the top of the hill is the more expensive wine because that grape, because all the water, when it rains, it goes to the bottom, and then that grape, it works harder to try to drink, so it withers a little differently. But, you know, throughout that struggle of it trying to drink, it made that much more finer of a wine. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, when you start speaking of the regions and how it was developed, you know, you just want to taste it. Now you want to taste it. So, you know, like I said, it's just like this right here, man. You feel me? You understand people's struggles. You understand where their bar's coming from. And when you understand that, you get to appreciate, you know, the music a little more and the direction that they went in order to, you know, appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, we gonna open that door for you guys. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna leave y'all with the video I did recently. Shout out Shimo Media. He basically recorded this video. It's called Unwritten Codes, man. So, click that link in the bio, man. Check it out, and I'll see y'all on the next one.
This beat pounds. Cuddy, where'd you get it?
I'm a man, first you gon' respect it. Think you on the offense, I'ma make an interception. I'ma teach your ass a lesson, keep on playing with me. Best start to count your blessing, cause my patience running low. And I don't do all that pretending when it's time I really go. Shit, it's time I really show. All that you don't know, what's written in the code. Yeah, what's written in the code. Look, spin the block, keep the 40 on me. Never thought all that talk was when he told on me. Man, he told homie that he lived that life till he see I up the birth. Had me lighting up the night, had him running like a track star. They act hard, trust you really ain't about war. I push up on you like I'm working on my back arm. And I got shooters that's committed, right hand sworn. I'm a man torn between the ways of a good life. Born and raised to be the face of what it looked like. But when you getting money, try to keep your distance. Keep your circle tight, cause they be trifling with their intentions. I'm highly recommending that you study, do your homework. Said he was my brody till he showed me how we network. Try to get up on me cause my net worth and what my neck worth. Shit, you gon' see death first.